Okay. We live. Make sure everything looking good. Testing. Sound check. Okay. That looks good there. Testing. Everything sounds good. All right. So we're going to jump right into it. Oh, got to play the intro song. Boy has new episode 5. Noise. Let me go and talk about some stuff today. Hold on. Let me get that straight. Make sure everything looking good. All right, we decent enough. We can start the show.
Check your forecast, check your broadcast. It's the podcast, it's the boycast. New episode starting right now. Yeah. Look, they ain't got a clue. They saying how you make it in this truth without a bishop or a crew. Cause I'm the bishop and the pew. I put the Jew up in the juice. He put the loose up on my noose and show me what I need to do. Said make the flow before the roof. Cause the rain is just a stain. And it rains on the blameless and the blame. And that would never change. Let me explain. It mean I got grounded before I grew a little. You act like you knew a lot before you knew a little. It's not complicated once you get rid of the riddles. You teach the top is just the middle. You words is a spittle. The real truth is too big and you bruisers are brittle. To catch this you need a net and I carry like Skittles. Why your faith never lag? My power showed me. How you make it out of that? My power showed me. Why you always coming strapped? My power showed me. How you able to see that? My power showed me.
Okay. Okay, episode 5 of the Boycast, man. Shout out to the donations. Got room looking red. Go to the GoFundMe if you want to donate to the Boycast so we can improve this podcast. But yeah, we're going to start it off as we usually do with China. and they're still threatening America and America's what would you call them? Friends, associates, because there ain't nobody truly friends of America. Shabbat Shalom, family. Yeah, so nobody really truly friends of America. It is all business. They know America does. They do shady business, but business nonetheless. People get very wealthy off of America dealings. So we're gonna start off with China has basically warned everybody to get away from America. And when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, what y'all about to do? But really, it's just a business thing. He's saying, get away from America. We're not dealing with them. And they're about to collapse. Everything about them is about to collapse, which is basically them telling them, get away from America and get closer to me. Which is all fine with me. I mean, whatever. Let's not care about the because we can't change that. We cannot change what's already set in motion. And what people fail to realize, America did this to themselves. They've been giving China money. Okay, if you in debt to somebody, eventually they will own you. This is not coming from no place. And think about all the stuff we get from China. The things we get from China can be made here. So you can see the agenda behind all this. They try to act like, oh, the dollar. They try to get rid of this dollar for 30 years. They don't care about this. They want this type of utopia world for them. They want this world where they could put their faces on the money because they had established this type of um, years ago when you deal with the Greeks and the Romans, the way they conduct themselves, they want to go back to that. Kings and queens and providences and people ruling. They kind of set it up like that in America with the mayors and you got certain people run certain districts. So they kind of got like that, but they want to put their face on these money. On this money, they want to put their face on statues and they want to get back to all that stuff. And they want these monster people running around. They've been doing all type of tests on people. Y'all can just Google this stuff. It's everywhere, especially TikTok. They want to get rid of TikTok because whoever was ever going on with TikTok is exposing everything around the world. From FBI conspiracy theories to genetic mutations. Yeah, man, it's I say bring it on, man. Bring it on. So yeah, China met up with some Indian prime ministers or whatever they are, and just was sitting down with them, telling them, yeah, get away from America because nobody should be dealing with America. Everything is about to be destroyed. I wonder how the stock market thing gonna work with this current situation. It seems like a dead thing. It should be dead, like because the money has to become more digitized. They want these cryptos to be the thing, and it's thousands of cryptos. Like it's a while back, Jim Jones. I don't know if y'all know the rapper Jim Jones. He made his own crypto, so it's becoming that type of thing. It's becoming very it's becoming more about the individual type of. They just want to. I don't get it though, because they want everybody packed in these cities, but they want to kind of rule and conquer. You can't conquer a bunch of people that see that you're doing wrong. So I don't know. There's their plan. It looks stupid to me, but they going through with it. So, but I titled this China, Gilgamesh, and Nigeria. I want to talk about some of the things that's going on in the earth. Now we read scripture and prophecies and all that, which I think that we kind of don't really break it down or don't really line them up. And I found one that was pretty interesting. But like me, I try not to get so high up because then when you're proven wrong, then you have to either say you have to start making up stuff. Basically, you gotta start lying because if you get proven wrong. Now you have to say, well, this ain't what I meant, and that ain't what I said. If you notice, a lot of people who bring out prophecies usually have to stretch the truth just a little bit. And it's unfortunate because I think they truly believe that they're bringing out the Most High's prophecy. But I think they be so high up and like, oh, this is the end. And it kind of drags them down. It kind of pushes people away. Because they are looking like liars. So, I mean, some of them are liars. Now, okay, you is talking to me. Now, some of them are just flat out liars. But I think a lot of them genuinely try to push the prophecy, show people that the book is real. These prophecies are real. Now, I want to talk about Gilgamesh. Something great happened with the Euphrates. I don't know if y'all heard about this. But the Euphrates is drying up. Some parts of the Euphrates is already dry. Like you can walk on where the water was. It's gone. So with the Euphrates drying up, millions of people will suffer from that because that is a place where people fish. That's a court is water, so it's a water source for millions of people out there in the Middle East. And that thing is dry. Y'all know about the Mississippi River drying up. So these places are drying up. But the reason I mentioned Gilgamesh is because from folklore. Now, this is what I remember. Now, y'all can time in and help me out with the story. So Gilgamesh is a Sumerian guy who kind of was brought up as a Sumerian god. And his story is he became a ruler. His father and his mother. His father first was the king, and then his mother was a goddess, Nin something, Ninsus, the moon goddess over there in the Middle East. The Middle East. People like to call it the Middle East. Whatever, the Middle East. All that is Africa. Believe it or not. I truly believe it's all Africa. But the Middle East. And the goddess, the moon goddess, and the king of what was it? Country. They rule. Whatever, somewhere out there in Samaria. And the Mesopotamia. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how the story is told. But the goddess and the king from, we're gonna just say Samaria, the Sumerian king, married, had a baby. They had a baby. His name was Gilgamesh. They said Gilgamesh was the strongest king. They said he had supernatural powers. He was a god in folklore. It's a lot of story of him. It's a part of the story that I remember where, okay, so he like got when he was trying to become a better king. A lot of the people who the citizens of this town, Gilgamesh ruled as the leader. They didn't like how he was ruling. He wasn't a good king. He was a bad king, whatever. So another god who I can't remember, blessed him with some type of animal best friend. Now him and his animal best friend was fighting and all that. So they kind of when they first met, they duked it out for a while. And then they realized that, oh no, we might as well be friends because we can't beat one another. This is the story. This is the folklore. And this is a legend that is whole strong out there. This is not no play stuff for them. This is their God we're talking about. And so when they fight with this animal guy thing, and then they get the buddies, they go out helping the country that they ruling over, whatever. And then some people come to them about a giant and over in another far land. So they go over there with a couple hundred soldiers, go fight the giant, destroy the giant. And see, this would be blowing me. Every book has these stories. Every folklore, every legend has stories of these giants. Now, this is going off a little bit, but has stories of these giants which tell me. And these people don't have no dealings with each other. I mean, they may have some type of conversations in business, but when it comes to their religion or their ideologies, it really doesn't. They don't work together with that because it separates them. That's what you can't work together with something that separates you, right? So, anyways, all of them talk about the same stuff, and the reason why I mentioned giants because when Gilgamesh and his animal mutated monster friend, he ended up dying. I forget how he died. So Gilgamesh, monster friend died, and he got sad, and he was trying to figure out how to become immortal because he didn't want to die like his friend died. And he went to a god. Now, this is the part that was tripping me up. Now, what I need to do is go find more information and reread these legends. But so Gilgamesh went out to try to find some guy who survived the flood to learn how to live forever. That sound like who that sound like? You know, I ain't gonna tell you who it sound like. Who it sound like to y'all? He went to meet some guy who survived some great flood and who was allegedly it was alleged that he was immortal. So he went out looking for him. He ended up finding him, and he asked the guy. I forget the guy's name. I don't know. He asked the guy who survived the great flood. He said, "How do you become immortal?" And the guy just said, "Be a great person. Be a good person to the people you ruling over, and everything will come full circle to you." And so he went back to his country and became a great king and whatever. When he died, they buried him in some tomb, some great tomb. And yeah, so that's the story of Gilgamesh. And where this tie in with the Euphrates is, the Euphrates River dried up. And they have found tons of old ancient cities. ancient cities. Now, these cities, they not being very specific about, but you can Google this stuff. It just happened. Ancient cities with ancient tools, ancient, you know they don't found ancient artifacts out there. Ancient things that been underwater for God knows how long. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years. Dried up. They went and they are able to see these things. Pick them up and touch them. This is no more fairy tale stuff. And guess who tomb they found? Yeah. Gilgamesh. They found interesting. Don't do, because I won't do. I ain't giving nobody nothing. I'm telling you.